Okay, we're in record.
Woohoo! So, welcome to the Start Canada Weekly Business Training. It is March 12th, 2017. My name is Maddie. For those of you who don't know me, I haven't hosted yet for the Start Call, but I've done a training. So a little bit about me really quick. I'm 23. I've been with Isagenix for 3 years now, and I'm absolutely loving it. So thank you and congratulations for all of you that are on currently right now, and thank you for those who are going to be watching the training later on the start page. These calls are for you and your team. So if you have a friend or teammate that you don't see here, please send them a quick message or text and get them on and let them know that we are rolling. So the purpose of these calls are to really unite the Canadian START people. So a little statistic for you that I found over the weekend in the massive global START community and Facebook group. There's 65,000 people plus in that group. And right now in Canada, we have under 3,000. So I think one of our goals this year is to really kick that up and get a lot more people going in here. So these calls have been initiated for, it's been started by the START committee, which is absolutely a fabulous group of people, and we get input and help from Canadian START associates just like you, all of you. So again, thank you, especially to the committee. Let's have a big round of applause for them for putting all this together for us. Without them, this would not be possible. So again, recordings can be found on the START Canada YouTube page. Thank you for Tina. This is happening every single Sunday night. So we want to see all of your beautiful faces more than once a month, more than once every 2 months. We want to see you every Sunday night because this is, again, for you to help you grow your business as well. So we are providing you tools, support, coaching, and inspiration so that your belief is a 10 out of 10 in every single area, so that you feel completely unstoppable with sharing this amazing, amazing gift that we have. So these calls are led by people like you and I, regular people. So if you are inspired after tonight's call or after any of the recordings, please let one of the START committees know that you would like to eventually get on the call, maybe be a starter in the spotlight, move to a training, and then even become a host. It is absolutely so much fun, and I highly recommend that you guys give it a go. So we are a group of amazing young people with the common vision to ignite all young people to own their lives physically and financially, and through our contributions create freedom and a lasting legacy. So round of applause, is excited about that vision? I know I am, that's for sure. Every time I read that or think about that, it really excites me and gets me pumped up. So a little bit of a disclaimer before we start. We are a health and wellness company. We make no claims to treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any illness or disease. No two bodies are the same, so what for each person. The body is a miracle, and it's going to do amazing things once you start taking care of it. That being said, Isagenix is also a financial opportunity, which is what we are focusing on here at the START calls. And again, what you put into this is what you are going to get out. So we make no claims as to how much a specific person can make. So at this point, I want you guys to open up the chats and let me know how you're feeling today and kind of say hi. Let me know where you're from, because I'm super interested in knowing, where we all are in Canada. So open up that chat group, and I'm going to give you guys a couple seconds to start posting in there. Feeling excited. Awesome. I don't know if that was a joke from Vanessa sending where she's from. I had to send her a voice text today asking her how to pronounce the city she lives in. That's so funny. Oh my gosh. So, all right, perfect. So now that everybody is going on in that chat group, we have the pleasure of listening to our starter in the spotlight. So this piece was started so that we could really get to know every single one of our Canadian Start members. And it's a great place to start and to learn how to share your story with your passion and kind of just get used to public speaking a little bit. So this is a big step, especially for someone so brand new. So I get the pleasure of welcoming Adrian to share his story. He is from Kitchener, Ontario. He is only 20 years old, and he isn't even done his 30 days yet. I think he's on day like 17 right now. So Adrian, are you there?
I am. Thank you.
Awesome. Go ahead and share your story.
So yeah, like she said, from Kitchener, I'm 20 years old and 17 days in, and honestly, I could not feel better. It's been a huge change since I had a very traumatic motorcycle accident and been dealing with a lot of stress, different types of things, anxiety, PTSD, stuff like that. So just in general, taking the Isagenix products, and I'm feeling a lot better. A lot more calmed down, definitely noticing it when I get in my friends' cars. I was very terrified before, just didn't know what to do. I was panicking, wasn't in control. But now I feel a lot more controlled over myself and can manage a lot better. So it's definitely taken a huge toll, but now that I'm on this, it's definitely been feeling a lot better. But,
wow.
Yeah,
awesome.
There's been a lot of physical injuries, a lot of broken bones from my crash. So trying to come back from that, it was very difficult. A lot of stress with that as well, just sitting at home, not knowing what to do. So my sponsor, Paige, who was under Charlotte, I reached out to me. I listened to one of Charlotte's Facebook calls, and I was very interested after she explained her story from her trauma. So that motivated me to really look into it. So I came to one of her info sessions, and after that, I was pretty much immediately hooked. My mom used to use these products back when I was in grade school. She stopped using them, so that meant I stopped using them as well because I was using her cleansing and stuff like that, and that worked for me then. So I figured, why wouldn't it work for me now? So I jumped on the second info session and just was hooked right away. I saw Paige's results, and I knew this stuff worked. So it's been making a huge difference, but feeling a lot better.
Amazing. And do you have any goals with rank?
Definitely, I want to get Crystal Manager within, I'm hoping the next 2 weeks I can do it. I've got one consultant underneath me now, so
good stuff.
I'm hoping.
Yeah, you can do it for sure. Wow. Well, thank you so much for sharing that amazing story. You're going to inspire so many people and help so many people. And I just think it's absolutely amazing that you are only 20 years old and you've caught both visions, not only like health and, your physical health, your mental health, and really take your body, but also the financial aspect. I think that is absolutely so cool that you've caught both visions so early on, not only like age-wise, being only 20, but also within a certain time frame that you are within Isagenix. Because I know a lot of us, we kind of go like this, right away when we hear business or whatever. So I think that is absolutely amazing that you are already on the right track. So thank you so much for that.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. So we're going to move on to our training piece, and I'm excited for this. So Vanessa from Mississauga, Ontario, she is a rock star manager. She started Isagenix as a product user April 2012 and started the business May 2015. So again, like I said, took her a little while to take this X down and say yes, which is like a lot of us, right? She is excited to share her passion and train us today. She's going to train us on commitment and consistency towards your goals, as well as touch base a little bit on mindset and events. And I think this is what I need right now, because I think it's safe to say, being a young person in network marketing, commitment and consistency is probably the hardest thing to get from us. Does everybody agree? Yeah. So I find that if we can really train people on the long-term effect of this, it's just results are going to blow up, right? Consistency and commitment. I am so excited to hear this piece. So Vanessa, are you there?
I am there. Thank you so much, Maddie. And can we all just give a big round of applause to Maddie, first time hosting, a big round of applause to Adrian and his story. I'm so excited to be here today to train all of y'all. This is super exciting. And this is a topic, honestly, that I'm still in the process of learning and applying myself. And so that's where I kind of want to start this piece at, you know, this is not me preaching to you guys. This is me really just on the same level in the trenches with you guys, really learning, you know, how to stay committed really and how to be consistent. So I just want to kind of start off by saying, you know, how many of you would absolutely love to learn exactly how or what it takes to stay committed and consistent in their Isagenix business? By your show of hands. Awesome. Same, me too. So I have some tips for you guys. Right before this call, actually, Tina had said, because I had said to her, you know, Tina, this is something that I struggle with too. And she said, you know what? I want you to actually take out that S word from your vocabulary and replace it with, I'm in the process of learning, etc., etc. So if you guys can all kind of take that down, stop, you know, focusing on what you're struggling with, what your difficulties are, because if you focus on that, that's what's going to manifest in your life. So that's a big tip there. So for those of you that don't really know me, do you mind if I share my story a little bit with you? Yes, shows the hands. Awesome. So before Isagenix, I was actually a first-year university student back in 2012. I had gained the freshman 15 or 20, whatever you want to say, and I was exhausted. I would take naps in between classes all the time, and quite frankly, I was studying for my BFA acting degree. And I was really, at the time, I guess, struggling with a broke mindset. Very starving artist kind of mindset. So I was introduced to Isagenix by my mom, who had an incredible transformation. She had lost 22.5 pounds in such a short amount of time, and she had tried everything in the past, and this was the one thing that actually worked and something that she actually stuck to. And my mom looked so incredibly healthy, so she said, you know what, Vanessa, you're gonna do this too. Me being 18 at the time, I said, okay, I'll do it. You know, I know most parents, like I know Charlotte's like, no, like it's not cool if your parents do it, but I was just like, Mom, like I'm gonna do it. So I ended up starting my own Isagenix journey in 2012. I lost 17 pounds, continued to use the products throughout university, never really making it a lifestyle, to be completely honest with you. And then it wasn't until I graduated in 2015 where I really took my health seriously and really actually opened myself up to the business. So leading up to 2015, my mom kept on saying, Vanessa, you should do this business. You should really do this business. Like, you'd be so good at this. You should do this business. And I was always like, Mom, I don't have time. And so finally I went to an event. So events, that's a big deal. Went to an event where Susan Sly actually hosted. And it, quite frankly, that really skyrocketed my business. Sarah and Jason Snyder gifted me a celebration ticket. And that was my first big event. And journey, you know what, my build, it hasn't always been, you know, easy flowing. At the beginning of my build, I was a rock star monster. I just want you guys to take notes of what helps helps you stay committed and what helps you stay consistent. So the biggest, number one, obvious thing is events. Events, even when I think, well, I don't know if I do this events because either I need the event or the event needs me. So that's a big one, guys. So if you're looking to build this business, going to events is just a non-negotiable. You need to go to them and really set the intention for yourself. The case is awesome. Take the intention to be able to afford to go to Vegas. Use your Isagenix business to get there. I remember my first event going to celebration, even being gifted a ticket. I remember telling Jason, I'm like, I don't know if I can go. And he said, no, you actually can. You can afford this. Make the time to go. Because if you don't go to this event, your business won't skyrocket. If you go to this event, your business will skyrocket. And that's what happened, right? So events build leaders, events build, businesses, right? So that's the number one obvious thing. So other ways that I've kind of overcome some challenges as well is I connected with some millionaires and six-figure earners in my upline. So everybody somewhere, you have people that you're a part of a team, right? So you want to find out maybe who your upline is. And even still, you don't even have to go with people that you're financially connected to. Sorry, if anybody is not on mute, if you can mute yourself, because I'm hearing some background noise. Yeah. Alrighty, thanks guys. So yeah, you can even link up with people that are not financially connected to and create accountability groups. So what I ended up doing was my first celebration, I knew that Mike Dallaire and Robin Bigley were a part of my upline. I knew that Pamela and Kevin Barnum were a part of my upline. So I approached them. They had no idea who I was. I just went there and I was nervous and I was like, hi, my name's Vanessa and I'm a part of your team. And they are always willing to help you because it's a one-team mentality, guys. Like, that's what's so beautiful about Isagenix. So you really, really want to connect with people either that you're financially linked to or not, because everybody's so willing to help. So what ended up happening within the last 2 years or so, I've been a part of several mentorship groups with Mike and Robin and Pam and Kevin. That's always a thing. We have some mentorship groups where we have weekly calls, where we have, a WhatsApp group where you can actually voice note your daily accountability. So you can even do that on Facebook, guys, right? You can make a Facebook group. You can even, if you have a team or, a set of friends that you want to just kind of get together and hold yourselves accountable, you can do that because you can voice note on Facebook. So I guess with that, you want to kind of learn from the people that are successful, and then obviously have accountability partners to match that. I'm sorry if I'm talking really fast. I feel like I just have a lot to cover in a short amount of time, so bear with me, guys. And so because obviously this is another way to kind of overcome any of your challenges in terms of staying committed and focused and consistent, is becoming crystal clear on your why. Now, I just want everybody to take a second to think about, why are you doing this Isagenix business, right? Why are you involved in network marketing? Why have you decided to, take on this venture? Is it because you want to have freedom to travel? Is it because you want to have the money to help your family? Or maybe you have bills to pay or debt to pay off, or whatever the case is. Maybe you want to buy a big house. I don't know. It's so different for everybody, but just think about what your why is right now. And then ask yourself this very question: if not this, then what? Okay? So if not this, then what is going to get you to that goal? So if you want to travel the world for an entire year and you need the time and the financials to do that, what is going to give you that other than building your Isagenix business? Yes? Truth bombs there? I hope so. Okay. Because realistically, that's what's kept my head in the game. And I'll be honest with you guys, my head hasn't always been in the game. It really hasn't. I'm a human being. I go through so many ups and downs. I shouldn't say struggle. I'm in the process of learning how to stay consistent, because everybody in life has challenges that gets in the way. But you need to figure out what that driving force is that's going to push you through the BS, okay? Every time you have an obstacle, what is that pull? Because, guys, anytime I've ever said, you know what, I don't know, maybe I'm just going to be a law clerk for the rest of my life or whatever it is, and I'm just going to stick to the 9 to 5, I ask myself, is that 9 to 5 job going to allow me to build the life that I want to build? Probably not. Is it going to give me that time freedom? Probably not. Is it going to give me that financial freedom? Probably not. So again, if not this, then what? I really want you guys to think about that. And then another big kind of obvious thing is that to overcome obstacles, you really want to delve into personal development. It's so huge. Your income can only grow to the extent that you grow yourself. And that's something that is so, hammered into our brains every event that we go to. And it's so incredibly true, because I can even just see it in myself. Like, I know that right now where my mindset is, I'm in the process of becoming the type of person that achieves that amount of success, right? And it's a journey. It's an ongoing journey. So what you want to do, everyone, is you want to create daily habits and really model what the successful people are doing in Isagenix. Go to your favorite leaders, your favorite millionaires or six-figure earners, and see what their daily habits look like, because success is found in the daily mundane habits. So that's what you're going to want to focus on. And you know what, guys, you might not feel like you're getting all the results in one day, but consistency is doing little daily habits every day. And so maybe, obviously, that's daily income producing activities. Maybe that's, talking to 3 people a day, following up with 3 people a day, and pouring greatness into 3 people a day. And like what Janie Snellgrove said at Rocco, is what you want to do really is set the pace that you're going to be able to stick with. If you can't talk to 70 people every single day, perhaps don't make that your goal, right? If you can talk to 10 every day, then make that a goal. If you know you're going to stick to that. If you can only reach out to 1, then make that a goal. And then realize that whatever numbers you're setting your pace at is a direct reflection of the result you're going to get. Makes sense? Awesome. And so lastly, you want to obviously dive into personal development, but you also want to do skill building, and you want to apply all of that. And that's the thing. I think a lot of us get stuck in that never-ending cycle of, I'm just going to read and do that. I know I've done that. I know that I've taken times where I'm saying I'm just going to focus on my health and I'm going to focus on my personal development, but I'm not doing anything to drive my business forward. That's where you want to go. You want to do something that's kind of all-encompassing, and it might feel overwhelming, but again, you want to compartmentalize it and prioritize things and do things that are rather set the pace that you're comfortable with. So there's that. So some little I guess tools for you guys. The book that I think really helps with everything really is The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. And The Slight Edge, basically what it talks about is time is either working for you or against you, and that's it. Time does not stop. So you're either doing something to get closer to your goal, or you're doing things that are getting farther away from your goal. And it's those daily consistent habits that get you towards your goals. So it's all about being comfortable in doing the mundane, because everything that is easy to do is also easy not to do, guys. So again, set that pace and go for it. And obviously set goals that excite you. Set goals that excite you now, and set goals that are going to excite you 6 months from now, whatever it is. So these 90 days, I know that Morgan and I were talking, and young people, I think, have a bit of a short attention span sometimes. Like, we get stuck in this, I'm so motivated for 1 week. Awesome. See if you could do that for 30 days. See if you could do that for 60. See if you could do that for 90. This is a 90-day sprint, guys, and we do this in 90-day chunks. So keep going at that. Another obvious little tip about consistency, just to kind of learn about your daily income producing activities, a staple, GoPro by Eric Worre. I'm rereading that right now, because sometimes you just need to go back to basics, guys, especially when you feel overwhelmed and not consistent. Go back to the basics. That's what you want to do. And then last and not least, podcasts. I listen to a podcast a day. Either I'm cooking or I'm driving or I'm working out. Make it a priority. Make your personal development and your skill building a priority. And I think I've talked enough. I think that was it. So, yay.
Awesome. Wow, I got so much out of that. I absolutely love how you said, if not this, then what? That was like an aha moment for me today. So I love that. So let's everybody give her a big round of applause. That was amazing.
Thanks, guys.
Good job. Awesome. So I do have a couple questions for you if you're okay with that. So
yes.
Just because you gave me an aha moment, I want to ask what your aha moment was when you first started the business side of things that really made you think to yourself, like, wow, I can actually do this? Like, what was that aha moment?
Okay, so that's a good question. So it was May 2015, and I was in a Brampton event with Susan Sly and Andre Gordon. That was the first time I met Andre ever. He actually ended up showing up to my very first in-home party because of that event, and he was only manager then, which was exciting. So I see this 20-year-old guy step on stage, and he just started, and he starts talking about everything entrepreneurial based, and you know, how young people are at such an advantage in network marketing. So I think it was a bit of a combination of listening to somebody young speak, and then watching Susan Sly, who I feel is one of my kindred spirits, because I feel like inside me is a Susan Sly waiting to burst. So I think just kind of connecting with a specific leader was my aha moment, because what ended up happening that weekend, and I hadn't enrolled, like, I think I enrolled like 2 people by that point, but what ended up happening that the Saturday and the Sunday was I enrolled 6 people in 2 days, because I kept on saying to myself, like, I am Susan Sly, and I am an Isagenix millionaire. And that's what kind of really got me excited, because I knew that, you know what, within me is this boss, you know, lady boss, entrepreneur. Like, I knew that I could own the space, and I knew that, you know, this was something that I was meant to do. And I always knew that in the back of my mind, because my mom kept on dripping on me for like 3 years, but it didn't really hit me until that one event.
Wow, that's awesome. I think all of us should do that a little more often, and tell ourselves, you know, like, I am blank, whoever like your role model or whatever you want to call them is, and then say, I am an Isagenix millionaire. Because I think that is so important, to really believe that you are already there before you get there. So that's awesome. Can you share a little bit about what your daily routine is? Like, you are going to school? Like, do you juggle part-time, full-time work with that? Like, how do you schedule school and Isagenix?
So this is my second round.
Do we have you there, Vanessa?
Yes, sorry, you were cutting out. Am I good? Yeah. Okay. So I just
You're good to go.
This is my second round of schooling. I already have my undergrad from Windsor, and at that point, like, I didn't really give a crap about my health. I really didn't do anything, and I was just kind of all over the place. This time around, I've really made it a priority to, especially just now kind of going into the second year of like my business and learning the business, I'm really making it a priority to be a product of the product. So I just started school again in January, and I only have school 3 days a week. I'm going to be super honest with you guys. Like, college is so much easier than university in my experience so far. So like, I don't even feel like a student half the time. So I feel like it's a bad example, but I have 3 days a week of classes. I'm usually working at Good Life Fitness, the gym, at approximately like 20 to 25 hours a week. And then I guess my daily habits depend, because like my schedule is all over the place, so it's different per day. But what I really try to do is I've started meal prepping again. So I take an hour and a half, because that's all it takes. Some people freaking take 3 hours without Isagenix. An hour and a half to meal prep once a week. I make sure that I'm, listening to podcasts either as I'm on the bus or walking to school or cooking or driving or cleaning, washing dishes, anything. I'm listening to something. I read about 10 pages a day at night, usually right before bed. And in terms of reaching out to people, I've been building a lot on Instagram recently, but overall, like, I just try to kind of reach out to about approximately 3 people a day, because that's what I'm comfortable doing right now with everything else that's kind of going on. So I don't know if that really answered the question, but I just try to make sure that I'm covering every aspect of what it is that I need to do on a daily basis, if that makes sense.
I think Maddie might be frozen. So, are you back, Maddie?
Guys, I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
I'm back now. I've been gone and back 3 times now, so I don't know what's going on with my internet connection here, but I'm back. So if I pop out, just, I don't know, continue without me.
Alrighty.
Thank you so much for sharing. That's awesome. Is there anybody in the audience that has any questions for anybody that's been speaking so far today?
Anybody?
I think everybody just got so much value out of that they're just left like so crystal clear and they're ready to rock it. So we are going to move on. Show of hands, who is currently in the 90-day game plan right now? Yeah. So if you haven't started, you're never too late. Just download it from www.isagenixbusiness.com, and then you guys can follow along with us now. I believe we are on week 2, and we are going to hear from Charlotte, and she's going to train us on week 2 of the 90-day game plan. So Charlotte, are you still there?
Yes, I am.
Hey.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. Vanessa, that was amazing. Thank you so much. I got like so many things out of that, and I know you and I have talked before, and I think we're really similar. Like, it's always great talking to you and hearing from you, but I loved that training. That was super helpful, and I'm definitely going to share this recording with people who couldn't make it on, because I think that was so important to hear. Okay, show of hands or type in the chat who finished their action goals for week 1 of the 90-day action plan. Anyone want to type in the chat? Oh, it looks like not everyone did. Some people are laughing. I can't see everyone though, but throw it in the chat there if you did reach out to your 10 people. If you didn't, it's still Sunday. Our next week starts tomorrow, so get on that and reach out to 10 people. You don't have to talk about Isagenix. Awesome, Tina. I will be honest, I've been in conversations throughout the week about Isagenix, but in terms of reaching out to 10 new people, I didn't do that till today. So it's definitely possible, like, get it in there. I'll share a little bit about how that went for me. And I think it was really eye-opening to have that training because, you know, I'm sitting there thinking, oh, I'm already in 5 conversations about Isagenix right now, and I have so many people to follow up with. So I don't need to do that. And I was like, hang on a second, you always need to be connecting, right? Like, always be connecting with new people, because when you run out of people to follow up with, or, you know, you're going for that double PIB, or you want to help more people take advantage of the promotion at the end of the week, like, you're going to be like, oh, well, there's no one else. And you can't start new connections and sign them up on the spot unless some people are really easy enrollments. But you always want to be connecting. You always want to be expanding your list. So it was definitely helpful for me to see that, you know, yeah, it is 10 new people. You know, it's not 10 people I was already sort of talking to. So today I was like, all right, well, at my list, I'm going to reach out to 10 people I've never talked to. And what I do, and this is a good tip, first of all, I go and see who's active on Facebook Messenger. Like, I do it on my computer, but you can do it in the app. But I will see who's active to, like, rack my brain for people that I haven't talked to in a while. And I'll go to their profile and see what they've been posting about lately. And one girl I didn't even realize was in Europe, and I'm going to Europe in 2 weeks. So there's an easy one. I was like, hey, how's Europe? It's so easy, you guys. Like, that didn't turn into Isagenix yet, but we're still talking. And she's like, oh, I have to come back in April. And I want to know why. Like, does she have to work in the summer, or what's happening? So, you know, I asked her why she has to come back, because she said, I have to, like, she was sad about that. So really, like, those conversations will definitely lead eventually into their need for this, and you're going to be there with a solution when they're ready. It doesn't mean that you have to go and pounce on 10 people about Isagenix. So I thought that was really cool. I hope a lot of you were able to do that this week and found that it led you somewhere in a positive direction with some of those conversations. Some of those conversations for me kind of wrapped up, and they were like, okay, well, hope you're doing well. Yeah, you too. And it kind of finished off. But that's a connection that I made with someone that, you know, it was authentic. We had a conversation, and I didn't push it into Isagenix if it wasn't going there. But yeah, so if anyone has any stories, you can, like, throw in the chat or unmute yourself. But I will just go over one more story from one of my experiences this week. And I went out for coffee with someone just to catch up. And this is actually a good segue into our action plan for next week. But I went out for coffee with someone this week just to catch up about life and everything and see how she's been doing. I'm like, you're still working in Kitchener and I'm not in school. Like, why haven't we seen each other since high school? And so we went out for coffee and we talked for probably 2 hours, and it was not related to ISA at all. Like, just talked about life and talked about travel and stuff. So, it could have led there, but it didn't. And then at the end, she didn't bring up until the end, like, she talks about how she loves her job, but then at the end, she's a server at a golf course. And at the end, she was like, yeah, I don't get tips. Like, they don't give me tips and that's illegal. And she was like, it's fine, but, I don't make a lot of money. I don't get a lot of hours unless there's a wedding. And then eventually she was like, I have 3 different trips I want to do this summer, and I can only get time off for one of them. And so that led right at the end of our conversation into Isagenix, and we both had to leave, but now she really wants to do it. So it's interesting how, like, when you're really listening to someone and you genuinely want to connect with them and talk to them, even if it's not about Isagenix, you never know where it's going to lead when they trust that, you're not just after that, you really want to connect with them. So that was a huge takeaway for me this week. I was like, you can't just expect it to go there right away. You're not just friends with that person to recruit them. That's not the point. You're there to make friends. And a lot of those friendships can, those people will start to trust you when they have struggles. So anyways, I'm gonna, unless anyone has anything they want to throw in the chat, or just interrupt me if you have stories to tell. But I'm gonna jump into kind of what we're talking about for next week. And if you haven't reached out to 10 people this week, still do it tonight. Like, seriously, you guys, it takes no time. Ask someone how school's going. Ask them how their new job's going. Guarantee you know people that are active on Facebook right now. I have like 100 friends active that I don't know. But anyways, so I'm going to read out our lesson for this week. So it says, last week you created a contact list and began connecting with the first 10 people online. This week, your 90-day action plan challenge is to select another 10 from your list and schedule an appointment. And that probably freaks some people out because they're like, oh, I'm good behind a screen. But the second I have to like go and talk to them and be put on the spot, it can be kind of scary. Vanessa, I'll get to your story in a couple of seconds. Thank you. And it says, the initial purpose of the meeting does not have to be about sharing Isagenix. Practice connecting in person, having authentic conversations, and sharing about your life. You will notice how organically Isagenix comes up because of how it relates to your multiple lifestyles. And it's so true, because look at the story I just told about going out for coffee. That was before this week of the action plan. And I am in Arizona, so I'm probably going to set up some FaceTime dates with people this week. But, I went out with someone to just catch up because we hadn't seen each other since high school. And it came up so naturally because after 2 hours, I still hadn't tried to force it and bring it up if it wasn't going to come up. So it says, schedule time this week to make a new friend or catch up with an old one, but make sure you listen to your friends and find ways Isagenix can benefit them. Look for those cries for help, like, I've been so stressed out lately, or my daughter is keeping me up at night and I have no energy to work out. Offer to meet up for a hike or a cup of coffee. Be warm and friendly, not mechanical. These are people you enjoy, so make it enjoyable. And I love that, because when you're choosing people you want to meet up with, you're not, choosing, okay, who would for sure do this with me? You're saying, like, who would I love to hang out with more? Like, who would I love to partner with? Who would I love maybe eventually on my team? You're choosing who you spend your time with. And if you're organically connecting with them and it naturally leads into Isagenix, then you're going to have a team of people that you love and relate to and enjoy spending time with. So it's just the best way to make connections, I think, is to, figure out who would I love to go for a hike with? Who would I love to catch up with over coffee? And you don't have to be like, oh, but they would never do Isagenix. That's not the point. So I definitely love this week's action plan. So it really is just connecting with another 10, but set a time to really actually get out there and talk to them. It will definitely be worth the time that you spend, maybe like half an hour to an hour over coffee. Let them know maybe you do have a busy schedule and you have to cut it a bit short, like, so you don't spend 3 hours at the coffee shop like I did. But we were having fun. But yeah, so I think that's great. Hopefully everyone gets that done this week. I know you can all do it, even if it's short, or even if you catch up with a bunch of friends at once. Go out and plan a coffee date with a bunch of high school friends. So FaceTime or Zoom chats are great. That is so true, Tina. So I'm going to let Vanessa jump in and share her story from last week.
Thank you, Charlotte. That was so good. It's just you actually reminded me of what happened for me this week. So back when I was doing, I guess, another kind of, it wasn't a 90-day, it was our mentorship group with Mike and Robin and Jason and Sarah and all that. We, started, I think in September it was, and I did like a bunch of appointments, like 50, something crazy, like within like 2 weeks. It was nuts. And so one of them was my friend, Sonia. And I knew kind of right off the bat that it wasn't necessarily something that she would jump into, but she was a friend who was open to listening about what I had to say. And she already knew that I was passionate about Isagenix and things like that. And it was something that I've just kind of dripped on her because she's a cycling instructor at my gym. She's super fit. Her dad has a lot of health issues, things like that. And literally today, I get a text message, however many months later since September, saying, hey, girl, you know what? I'm sitting at a desk job every single day. And although I'm eating really healthy, the scale keeps going up. So I'm interested in Isagenix at this point. So you never know, don't prejudge anybody when you're making these appointments. Like, I didn't think that Sonia would ever do this ever in her life. I went to elementary school with her. And here we are, plant those seeds because you never know when Isagenix is going to be something that they need in their life. Yeah.
I love that. That's awesome. And, it is so true because even if the conversation doesn't turn into Isagenix, I'm not going to say that you would be necessarily disappointed because I feel like we should all still be happy we got to catch up with a friend. But if that was your intention to, use it as a tool to build your business, then at least you know that you're building a relationship with that person, you're building trust. First of all, they're going to feel comfortable reaching out to you if they weren't someone that was going to message someone they never talked to. And then second of all, they're going to feel like if you reach out to them, it's not just about Isagenix. So I think that's amazing. Just really scheduling time to connect with people authentically without any really, underlying intentions in terms of getting them or recruiting them. Like, that's not what we do. So I love that story. That's awesome. I won't go into the rest of the action plan, but it just says to reach out to those 10 people, set appointments, and then it talks about using the tools. So it'll remind you of where to go for if they have like health questions, product questions, business questions. If you're sitting with them, look up on your phone, isagenixhealth.net, look up an article. You don't have to be the expert when you go out for coffee and think, I can't go meet someone until I know everything. So it does remind you of that. Also, if you guys want to open your action plans to page 13, it just references in the training, it references pages 13 to 15. So that's where you're setting an appointment, how to set an appointment, how to respect everyone's time, make sure they respect yours by offering just a couple times, making sure that they pick one and stick to it. Sharing Isagenix. So less is more, use the tools, keep it simple. Isatools app really is amazing, you guys. It's so worth it. It's free right now. I think for anyone that went to Raw, I already paid for it, but definitely get on that because it's amazing. And then page 15 is about following up, which I'm assuming we'll get to that in week 3 of the action plan. But tomorrow's launching week 2 for all of us who are doing this one together after Raw. And I'm so excited for you guys because honestly, I've already noticed a huge change in how I'm running my business since the action plan launched. And since I've realized that no, just because you're talking to people doesn't mean you're done connecting every day. So it's really going to help build momentum. Oh, can you briefly explain what Isatools app is? Yeah, so I should have the app on my phone. It's basically a place where all the PDFs of the products and all the transformation pictures and all the iSamovie videos, everything is all in one place, which is super helpful. If you're looking for anything, you can search it. You can send it to people right from the app, and it'll let you know when they've opened it. It'll let you know when they've actually watched the video. So I don't know if you can see that, but it has movies, pictures, PDFs, presentations. It is definitely so worth it. You can also keep track of who you've connected with. You can keep track of your contacts in here. You can keep track of your follow-ups too. If you get the desktop version, the Isatools Pro, it's $3 more a month and definitely so worth it. There's also a tax accounting something program. I don't know, my dad and I were looking at it today because he's an accountant, but it's good for you can take pictures of your receipts and upload them in there and also track all your expenses. The desktop version, just like Sarah or Jason just said, is amazing. I'm so I feel more professional when I'm sitting at my computer getting stuff done. The phone just doesn't always do it for me. So when I can sit down and get to work on that desktop app, it's definitely a game changer. Definitely go download that if you haven't already. And then I'll throw it back over to Maddie because I think I'm done unless anyone has questions about the action plan for next week.
I'll give a couple people a chance to jump on and ask questions, but if nobody jumps up right away, anybody? Going once, going twice. All right, perfect. So let's give one big round of applause for all of our speakers today, the starter in the spotlight, Adrian, and our trainer, Vanessa, and Charlotte as well. So that was an amazing training, you guys. Yes, we are going to wrap up in a couple minutes. So Tina, do you want to take a group shot really quick?
I would love to. You guys open up your cameras. Don't be shy. Oh, shoot. Hold on a second.
Horrible.
Okay, you guys, everybody up. Look at all your gorgeous faces. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Look at. Okay, I'm going to do another one for good luck. You guys are so cute. Let's do another one. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. You guys are rock stars. You guys rock the call. And you guys, let's give it up for Maddie. Oh, my. How amazing was Maddie hosting this call tonight?
Thanks, you
I missed you guys last week. It's great to be back.
Thank you. Awesome. So just a reminder for everybody, there is that $30 off for 100 and BV and higher, and that is only on until tonight. I know we're all over Canada right now, so that's going to end for different times for everybody. So make sure you check when that ends for your time zone specifically, but it is never too late, right? We still got a couple hours for that, I believe. We make sure to check out our Start Canada YouTube channel for all the recordings and send the recording to those who in your team members have missed this, or if you connect with someone later on and you think that they would really connect with Adrian's story, you can go and find it there as well. Like us on the Start Canada Facebook page if you haven't, and make sure you follow along in there to stay in the loop. So I am so honored to have been the host for today. Next week, I'm extremely excited. Jackie is going to be hosting it. She's absolutely amazing. The starter in the spotlight is Patrick, and the trainer is Aaron Marshall. So we are really excited for next week. I want to see every single one of your beautiful faces there next week as well. So thank you all for tuning in today, and we will see you next Sunday. Bye, everybody.